Hello, fellow travelers. Hope you guys are doing really well today. Um, Not sure if I'm ready for this video today, but I'm feeling called that this is something I really need to talk about. So let's talk about the storm. Any of you guys are going through a storm right now in your life? Going through something really difficult, man, and really difficult. Have you lost somebody you love? Are you going through a really bad sickness? Maybe it just feels like your life is just in chaos, man, and is just turning upside down right now. Those are the storms in our lives, and how do we get through them, man? What do we do? Because when you're in it, man, it feels like it's never going to end. And the thing is that the storms will always pass eventually, but it sure doesn't feel like it when you're in it, and especially when you don't know when it's going to pass and what's going to go on. I want to talk about some things that I've learned to help me get through it, but first let me talk a little bit about some of my storms, man. I was thinking about this earlier in watching a video. When I was 13 years old, it was the summer between 7th and 8th grade for me, 1983. That ages me. My two best friends in the world decided that to turn against me. I don't remember why. I think it was about a girl, but they started telling everybody that I was gay, that I was homosexual. And back in 1983 in Texas, this was the death sentence. You weren't allowed to be gay. It wasn't accepted nearly like it is today. This was a time where kids would go to the park where men would meet other men and beat them up for fun. And if you sent them to the hospital, it was better. So this was dangerous. I was scared for my life. I was in the popular kids group at school, and all of my friends turned against me. I was completely ostracized. Nobody wanted to be the friend with the kid who was accused of being gay. I wasn't gay. I'm not gay. I like girls. I have no problem with people being gay, but this was a horrible thing for me, to lose all your friends when you're 13 years old, to be laughed at every day at school, have people pointing at you, talking behind your back. One of the things I did, I realized very quickly that it wasn't something that I could just not react to. And I tell you, I was a skinny little kid. I was, buck 05 soaking wet, whatever you want to say. And anytime somebody said something to me or tried to tease me, I fought them. And I got in a bunch of fights that year. My 8th grade year when I went back to school, I got beat up a lot. And for whatever reason, I just kept fighting. I knew, I felt inside of me that if I allowed anybody to continue to say that, then it wouldn't stop. And eventually it died down, at least to my face. I'm sure people were talking about me, but I think eventually what happened was people realized that if they wanted to come make fun of me and try and bully me, that they were going to get into a fight. And I won some of those fights, and I certainly got better. But you knew you were going to get in a fight. And so bullying me became not an option, I think, for people. But I lost all my friends. I didn't have any friends. I had to find new friends. And eventually what happened, and I didn't tell my parents, I didn't go to them. They had no clue I was getting in all these fights. And they kept getting called by the principal at my school. But eventually I broke down and told them what was going on. And my mom asked me if I wanted to change schools. I had gone to a private military school here in town, and she asked if I wanted to go back. And I said, yeah, man, I was horrified of going to high school with that reputation and having to continue fighting over and over with kids, 3 years older than me. And I ended up changing high schools and meeting people and becoming friends with friends that are still two of my closest friends in the world. I met in high school, at that high school after I moved. I met a beautiful girl and had a beautiful girlfriend. In fact, I would argue the most beautiful girl in the school. I went back to being the popular kid, but not because I was in the popular group, but because I understood what it was like to be bullied. I wasn't okay with bullying. None of my friends, and I stood up for the kids in the class that were being bullied. I wasn't okay with it anymore, ever again. And I had a really good high school experience after that. Of course, I carried the trauma of that. And when it was going on, I didn't think it was ever going to end. I couldn't see what might happen to me. And that's an experience that I've carried forward. I've just realized lately, because my daughter just got ostracized from a group of friends that she was in, and realized there's still a lot of trauma there that I've had to work on lately. But a lot of good came from that. It turned my life around, for sure. Going to a different school. That was one big situation where that storm, getting through it, ended up being better things happening to me. It was life-changing, and it was a absolutely pivotal moment in my life when I look back on it. A second situation that has just happened to me, 3 years. Guys, I just realized I'm making this video on the anniversary of my mother's death. 3 years ago, my mother passed away from a horrible, horrible death. She caught COVID in January of 2022 and was put into the COVID where they wouldn't let you see her. I wasn't allowed to see her. And COVID, it made her lungs so weak that she having trouble breathing. They put her on the ventilator machine, the entire deal. Her lungs got so weak, and I guess they turned to paper, basically, and the ventilator machines punched holes in both of her lungs. The thing that was supposed to save her killed her. And I spent the last 3 months of my mother's life visiting her in the hospital, not getting to talk to her. She was on that machine, and I watched her die in my arms, literally. I held her hand as I watched the breath go out of her. And it was horrible. I promised I would never, ever act like it wasn't a big deal. I was very close with my mother. She was an amazing woman. She was an alcoholic with 40 years of sobriety on the day she died. And God, I learned so much from her, and I miss her. But what happened from that? It changed my life. After she died, I was so angry. I was filled with so much rage. And I had gotten into conspiracy theories about what was going on with all the COVID and everything. And I didn't know who to blame. I didn't know whether I needed to be mad at the government. I didn't know if I should be mad at the doctors, if I should be mad at her, if I should be mad at God. I didn't know I was just so mad. And I couldn't control that rage inside of me. And until one night I sat there and I had come home and I was just angry at my wife. She broke down and she told me, Tom, I can't deal with this anger that you've got. It's affecting your children. It's affecting me. It's affecting our marriage. You need to go get help. And I did. I started to see a therapist for it. And I did some other things. I started working a lot of different things, meditating. I had been at that point sober for, I believe, 9 years, and going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, turning to my friends, talking and trying to be honest and share this. I ended up trying a new church and saying, man, I'm looking for anything that changed my relationship with God. And I started going out and just seeking Him. And that's a discussion for another one of these. But everything changed in my life, and I became stronger because of it. I started following all of these paths to healing. Started doing new types of therapy, somatic experiencing, which has been mind-boggling to me. And just open to different ways of healing in my life. And in many ways, it's led to where I am today, starting this channel and saying, man, how can I help other people who've been through the same type of stuff that I've been through? And that was it, man. That storm, when I was in it, I didn't think I was going to get through it. When she passed away and you're running around angry and depressed and going through all of that stuff, and you don't know where to turn to. And I grew up as a kid in the 70s and 80s, and I was told, just suck it up and be tough, man. That's how I was told to deal with stuff. And I shouldn't say told. My father didn't tell me, but that's just what society told us back then. And that doesn't work. That didn't work for me. I tried, I thought I was a really, really tough guy, and that didn't work. Nothing helped me until I started to face those feelings, allow to be with my emotions, and ask for help from other people. All things that were really, really, really difficult for me. But it changed my life. And people talk about I wouldn't change a thing in the past. Man, it sounds so cliche, I sure would like to have my mom back. I'd like to. I'd like to be able to tell her how much my life has grown. My heart has grown. I don't get to do that. But that is, going through that is what made this happen. And that's the storm, guys. That's it, man. That's what happens in life. We are going to go through that stuff. We are all going to go through that in our life, somewhere or the other. I hope, man, and I pray that your storms are not that bad. But there's a good chance that they are. And what the heck do we do? What do we do when we're in it? When we can't see any hope of anything ever getting better? When we feel that when we feel that the only answer is to quit and check out. And I don't mean just, check out life. Because I was there, What I want to tell you is just remind you here, storms pass. And maybe what you need to remember is this too will pass. More cliches. Not trying to give y'all cliches today. But somebody needs to hear this, man. It's going to pass. But what you got to do, you got to reach out, man. You got to we're going to talk about it a million times. Step out of your comfort zone, whether that's going to see a therapist or just going and talking to a friend, and admitting what's going on, especially if you're a man, if you're like me, and you are so scared to show weakness. You are so scared that if you begin to show weakness, you're going to open the floodgates, and it's all going to come crashing in. And you know what? It might. But I tell you, if you can learn to handle that flood of emotions and pain and fear, oh, you will learn true power, true strength, more than anything you've ever experienced in your life. So reach out to somebody, man. Reach out and talk to somebody. Go get out there. Do not sit at home hiding in your pain. You can't do it. That will not heal you. That will absolutely not heal you. Remember, look back at the times in your life that you've been through storms, because we've all been them. Can you see the times in your past when you went through something that ended up making you stronger? Maybe it ended up helping other people, that you've got the strength to deal with something. Look at those times, man, and hold on to them. Use that as strength for you to realize, okay, I've made it through something like this before. Realize that. That'll give you strength. That'll give you strength. I promise you. This world can be hard, man, but we have more strength inside of us than any one of us know. We have more strength than we realize. And sometimes we got to go through stuff to find it. Look inside of you for that little bit of strength and hope. Don't give up, folks. Don't. You can get through it. And it might not be easy, but man, this life is too good. It can be good. You can use this stuff to get better. I did it. I've been in the depths of alcoholism and drug abuse. I've been in the depths of being ostracized from everybody I know. I've been in the depths of fear and shame in my life. And I've made it through, And I ain't saying I'm perfect. I still struggle with stuff, man. I'm still working on it. But I'm nobody special, man. I'm not. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude. And if I can do it, you can do it. I promise you. So hold on. Reach out to people. Reach out to somebody. If you're going through alcoholism, man, and you're down in the depths of something like that, go somewhere and get some help. Don't be afraid to look outside you. Anyway, this was a tough one for me, guys. This is part of this is part of my journey right here. Trying to be vulnerable, trying to share ways that I have been able to heal. Man, I hope this helps somebody. This is what we got to do, guys. We got to get back, man. We got to help each other. We don't do it alone. We don't get through this alone. I need y'all's help as much as anything. And please do me a favor. If this somehow resonated you, if you're going through a storm, leave me a comment. I want to hear about this. I want to be there for you, even if you think nobody else is there in your life. I never would have made it without my friends, the people that I know. They say you find out who your real friends are when you're going through stuff like this. And I got some amazing friends. But if the only person you can talk to about this is in the safety of a computer, put something down there, please. Man, and I ask also, if you're that person who just is hurting and needs to hurt others and wants to leave bad comments for others, let's not do that today, guys. How can we help each other? How can we make this world a little bit better? Sometimes you have no clue the pain that you could cause to somebody else with something you just think is funny or silly. You also have no clue the power that you can have to help other people just by showing a little kindness. We've all got that power in us. We've all got that choice. So let's choose today to be kind and help somebody else. Thank you guys for watching this. I love y'all. I hope this helps somebody, and I'll be talking to y'all soon.